Hey guys, Rishi Patel, co-founder, Master of the Markets, Break the Link, and the Elite Traders Conference. Just wanted to give you a quick update on how we're going to set up our profiles before we actually get into the technology section today. So the profiles should actually already be set up for you by one of the members of our team. If on the off chance they're not, they're pretty easy to do. I'll walk you through the process right now. So on your computer you need to have the actual profiles ready to go. So here are my profiles: the dynamic breakout, the liftoff, and the price run. So obviously the liftoff relates to the strategy that you've learnt on the Traders Basecamp. So let's go ahead and drop this into the relevant folder. So this whole set of profiles is basically, we're going to copy this. So I'm just going to right click and I'm going to copy after I've selected everything just here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift it across to the program files folder, and inside program files you've got MT4 at Easy Forex. So MT4 at Easy Forex is where you want to go, and then inside there's another folder. It's called Profiles, so you can just open that one up, and all you do is you just right click, paste the profiles, and that is ready to go. So if we open up our Easy Forex now, you're going to be able to see that pretty much straight away. So there we go. Now we pull open Easy Forex, and hopefully as soon as that kicks off and it starts, you're going to be able to see under the Profiles tab, and there it is, Dynamic Breakout. And then if we switch off to Liftoff, you're going to be able to Liftoff profile just there as well. So everything should be ready to go like that, and that's pretty much how you install your profile. Okay, let's move on then to actually how to use these profiles, and how, when they're in Easy Forex and in the MetaTrader platform, how we can actually switch between them and actually use them. Let's have a quick look at that now. Okay, so let's take a look. So we are on the MetaTrader platform now. If we drop this box down and we click onto Dynamic Breakout, for example, now Dynamic Breakout is one of the live trading room strategies, and you can see there we've got the swing highs and the swing lows. They're all ready to go, and that's pretty much set up for you just there. So that's the Dynamic Breakout profile. When we're analyzing the currencies in the live trading room, of course we'll be using this, and that's the key thing just there. So that's what we're looking for in terms of the Dynamic Breakout. Let's go over to the Liftoff profile, and this is the strategy, of course, that you've learnt on the Traders Basecamp course this weekend. So you can see here the Liftoff profiles all ready to go, with the moving averages already in place. The bars are all the relevant colours, and as you know how to use the strategy already, look for a close above or a close below depending on which direction you're going. So that profile is ready to go for you with all the currency pairs that we're trading. So that's that one just there. And then finally the price run strategy is here. And the price run strategy, again, is another one of the profiles that we use for the live trading room. Another one of the strategies that we trade. And again, all the swing highs, swing lows are already highlighted for you, and that one's ready to go just there. Okay, so let's move forward then. Now we've understood the profiles and how to use them, towards the technology exercises. Now, the technology exercises are going to be split into 3 key sections. So first of all, you will learn to identify the trade setup. And so we're going to practice identifying. Then we're going to learn how to calculate the position sizes and the various things that go around the trade before we can get involved in it. And then finally, you're going to place the trade. So those are the 3 key sections that we're going to cover. Let's start by looking at the identify section. So we'll work onto that first in exercise 1. So this is exercise 1, and let's have a look at the chart. So your objective on this chart, and you can pause the video here, is to identify exactly where the liftoff setup bar and confirmation bar are. Best thing to do is take a piece of paper, draw out where you see the setup, why it's a setup, and write some reasons around what you feel, the reason you feel that that's a setup. And then of course check the model answers on the other video to check your answer. Okay, let's move on to exercise 2, and again identify where the setup and the confirmation bar is on the liftoff strategy this time around. So again, have a look for the criteria. It will be a good idea to go back to the manual where the step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 breakdown for the liftoff strategy is, and start identifying, or use the checklist at the back of your manual to identify where the setup and confirmation bar is. Exercise 3, and again identifying where on the chart the liftoff setup is according to the criteria that you have learnt just a few hours ago. Pause the video here to answer the questions. Exercise 4, and another chart. Have a look again and identify where the liftoff setup and confirmation bars are, and then again draw it onto a piece of paper and then check your answer with the model answers. Finally, exercise 5, and one more chart here for you to identify exactly where the liftoff strategy setup is. Again, refer to the checklist and make sure that the criteria are all met, and draw it out on a piece of paper. Okay, congratulations on completing the first section of the exercises. So we have now moving on to the second section, which is calculate. So let's go ahead and look at the exercises for calculate. And for exercise 1, here is the you need to use the position size calculator, which we have already demonstrated. So it can be found on that URL. So punch that in and bring up the web page. And again, for all of the calculations that we're going to do on these exercises, you can assume a $20,000 account and 1% risk on every trade. So pause the video here and answer this exercise, and then of course resume once you've completed. On to exercise 2, and again have a look here at the exercise, and you can go ahead and answer according to the criteria that you have just here. Use the position size calculator online and pause the video here. Okay, on to exercise 3, and again you have the position size that you can work out just there. Use and always, as with these exercises, assume a $20,000 account, 1% trade risk, and every bit of information that you need to do the calculation is here. Moving on to exercise 4, and here is the calculation. Pause the video here to do the calculation, and then check against the model answers once you've completed one or two of the exercises to make sure that you're doing it correctly. On to exercise 5, and that's the calculation, this time looking at the euro against the Japanese yen. Make sure that you are going through all the checkboxes and all of the drop down boxes on the position size calculator, and key in the information. Pause the video here. On to exercise 6, and again one more position size to calculate. This time you're trading the dollar Swiss to go long. So again, key the data into the position size calculator and take things from there. Pause the video here. Okay, very good. We've now worked through the identify and the calculate sections. Now what we're going to do is place the actual trade. So we're going to string everything together that we have looked at, and we're going to do some basic exercises on MetaTrader. So let's go ahead and do those calculations, and just get familiar with the MetaTrader platform, and then take things from there. So here's the first exercise. You will need to create 4 new charts on MetaTrader, and actually use the platform to create these charts, and refer back to the tutorial that I gave a little bit earlier. Second exercise, place a pending buy stop order to open on GBP USD, and the figures have been given to you. Pause the video here
and complete this exercise before you move on to the next one. Exercise 3, go ahead and follow these instructions just here, and of course, as ever, if you need any help, feel free to ask one of the team, and check the model answers if you have completed. Pause the video here. Exercise 4, and you can see we're looking at something similar, so go ahead and complete this exercise and pause the video here. Exercise 5, and final exercise in this section, you can go ahead and create another new chart here, and this is just getting you familiar with the MetaTrader platform for some of the basic functions that you will be using. So go ahead and follow these instructions. Okay, and on to exercise 6, and in exercise 6 we're going to string every aspect together for what we've spoken about in the last couple of exercises. What we're going to do is we're going to put together the whole identify, calculate, and execute sections. So let's look at some real life examples of some lift-off trades. This is the live trading room trade that we took on the lift-off on the Euro Yen, 8th of July. So here you can see you just need to identify where the lift-off setup is on the chart. Is it a long or a short? Then in that case, assume a $20,000 account and look at the data window to find out the high of the confirmation bar, the low of the confirmation bar. Write this all down onto a piece of paper under exercise 6 and use the model answers to go ahead and check. And the rest of exercise 6 is identify what is the entry, what is the stop loss, and what the target is. Again, use the position size to use the online calculator just there. Place the trade on the MetaTrader 4 platform when you have finished, and that puts together the whole thing in terms of identify and then calculate and then execute. Again, refer to the model answers to make sure that you are right. Okay, brilliant. Pause the video here, and then of course you can carry on with the exercise. Okay, on to exercise 7. Something similar, so identify the lift-off setup on the chart. Is it a long or a short setup? And then assume a $20,000 account, looking at the data window, and work out your high of the confirmation bar, low of the confirmation bar. What is your entry? What is your stop loss, target, position size, and again place the trade according to the calculations that you got on the MetaTrader platform. Now don't worry if you're unable to place the trade on the MetaTrader platform. The thing to do and to look out for is very simple. All you actually need to do is just have the mechanics locked down of actually placing the trade. The order may not go through because some of the levels will have moved since these screenshots were taken. That's not a problem. Pause the video here to complete the exercise. Straight on to exercise 8 and have a look and identify the lift-off setup on the chart. Is it a long or a short? Again, assume a $20,000 account and look at the data window. You're going to work out the high of the confirmation bar, the low of the confirmation bar. The reason that you need to work these out is because you're going to need to place your trade around the confirmation bar itself, and then go ahead and work out the entry, the stop loss, the target, and what the position size is according to the online calculator. Then go ahead and place the trade on the MetaTrader 4 platform. And on to exercise 9, the final one in this series of exercises. Identify the lift-off setup on the chart. Is it a long or a short? High and the low of the confirmation bar as normal. What is the entry? What is the stop loss? Please work out the target after you've calculated those two things. Again, use the checklist that we put together at the back of the manual to help you work these things out. Position size according to the online calculator, then go ahead and place the trade on the MT4 platform. And finally, on to exercise 10. Teach the person next to you the lift-off strategy from start to finish. Identify, calculate, and then place the order on the MetaTrader platform. Teach them how they can do it, and then look historically at different currencies to find lift-off setups that have taken place in the past, so you can teach your partner, the person next to you, who you're working with, the lift-off strategy setup. And that concludes our exercise for the technology section. Congratulations for getting this far, and please check all the answers against the model answer video.